So here, Buddhism is the path to ultimate happiness. Buddha said, I declare only the cessation of suffering and suffering about suffering.
Hmm.
So ending suffering in life. And the beginning is good and middle is good. The ending is good too. Because even people have a mental problem or suffering, once they started to observe, directly observe the suffering, they can let it go. So, yeah, that's Buddhism. And Buddha, the purpose of Buddhism, eliminating suffering and realizing ultimate happiness. There is temporary happiness and permanent happiness. So benefit and the three happiness through the practicing Dhamma. One, happiness in present life. Second, happiness in future life or next life. Three, ultimate happiness, Nirvana. So according to cause and effect in natural law, Dhamma, there is this. Therefore, there is that. So we have to understand and knowing the cause, there is this, and therefore there is that. So the why aren't you happy? This is because of the distorted perception. This is because we do not know the truth as it is. So we observe, that's why we do observation, the sati, apply sati. Okay. So
Yeah.
this eight type of dukkha. So dukkha,
Ah.
yeah, dukkha is in Pali and Sanskrit about dictionary, but in English
Hmm.
you can say uneasy, uncomfortable, unpleasant, difficult, suffering, pain, dissatisfaction is dukkha. So Buddha described it in Buddha discourse eight sufferings: suffering of birth, of old age, of sickness, of death, and of being apart from the loved one, and suffering being together with the despised ones, and suffering of not getting what one wants, suffering of the flushing of the five khandhas, five obligations. So Buddha describes suffering as like this. Birth is suffering because once we are birthed, we cannot escape. We have to live.
Yes.
Automatically, the old age and sickness, death, and have the relationship in it hurt, no, because it's
Yes.
attachment and also detect and even avoidance of aversion or hatred, but we still have to face. And the eighth one is we have a five khandhas obligation. We have a birth means we have material rupa and vedana, the feeling and perception and the mind, the sankhara, the karma, it causes suffering. So birth is already suffering state. But in this present, how to eliminate suffering is observe, observe and face the fact and knowing that, and we have to accept. And then that's the only way we can release the suffering. In Goenka Center, the fourth day determine Aditana day. Actually, that's Aditana day. Aditana means determination. The tempara means here Aditana number 8. Aditana is
Mm.
determination. Resolution is Aditana. The fourth, when you start Vipassana meditation, when God's guidance is determination not to move, not to react, just accept and observe. That's the only way it's eliminate of the pain of suffering. So once we rebirth, birth is suffering, aging and sickness, death is suffering we have to face. So one in Korea, one day when I visited my mother after the Buddhism practice. I told my mother asked, why you become monk? Why you live like this? She doesn't like I wear this robe and shaving head and so on. So she she complained that I answered because I will not rebirth again. I hope that this life is last. So birth is suffering. Then my mother said, oh, I don't like to rebirth again. I like to do. I will not rebirth. She said, okay, you don't like to rebirth. You have to rebirth because your karma, your pattern of consciousness, your life you live without practice, no, you cannot, you have to rebirth. There is next life. That's then you have to practice, but she's old and confused mind is very not calm, and yeah, that's the story. And then time to time she said, this is pain, my knee has a pain, my here is I have sickness, I have a pain here in here. Then I said, okay, mother, accept. Body is sickness, getting aging. Sickness is natural. That's natural. You find your friend, whoever you you tell me somebody is not sickness, not aging. Tell me. I told my mother. She said, no, my friend, whoever they sickness and age. Yes, that's a human being's life. You have to accept. Otherwise, you're suffering painful of all body. Uh, it is getting stronger, and you will more suffer and suffer. So you understand human beings' life is like that. Pain is natural. You have to accept and observe that. I gave advice, and later on, she stopped to saying that. So, yeah, the suffering only, that's why we do Satipatthana mindfulness. When we observe and we recognize that and accept, aditana, determination, no reaction, just accept it, then that's the only way, eliminate of all dukkha in this present life. Then, of course, this cause will be effect with a good effect. Next life will be better. Tomorrow will be better. Finally,
Mhm.
not to rebirth again. That's three happiness here. Benefit of three happinesses Buddha described. Of course, Buddha also was aging and sickness. He was sick before he died. He got wrong food and a lot of suffer of a body, but his mind is not suffering at all. Even monks, the arahant at that time, they also have a sickness from food or environment, but their mind never have suffering.